Alrighty, Lumberjacks, welcome back to another single-player episode. This time around, I think what we're going to do is I was going to bring this processor, and we were going to bring it over to our landing there. So we're going to grab this guy real quick here. We're going to have to hack off a piece of wood to stick on the back there, and we should be able to get this guy up and rolling. Yeah, so last time we were playing, which was quite a while ago, actually, my last episode, I think I recorded like a week ago, maybe longer. So what we were doing the last one is we were kind of just skidding out some of the wood to that little landing that we built there. So this time we just need to get a processor going. I had the Jekyll out there, but we decided we were going to use this guy for processing just to kind of change things up. And because since I released the Jekyll, the mod itself got reset, so I'd have to buy it and fly it back out of there when we decide to use it again. Which is no big thing, but might as well keep her going. So let's get above this guy all nice and sturdy like. So yeah, this way we'll be able to process. Now, I think what I'm going to do on this episode is I'm going to start loading some of those shorts. Just because our experience with the shorts was getting a little rough. Just because we had so many there. And it was starting to cause a bit of lag, so... Maybe what we'll do in this episode is I'll bring that truck and trailer down. We'll load up as much of those shorts and get them out of there as possible. And I'm trying to remember, because we had a whole bunch on the road where that other trailer fell, and I can't remember if I left my loader over there. I think I did. I think it's parked right here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there it is. Perfect. So maybe what we'll do is we'll load up these shorts after we drop this guy off. And then we'll come over here and continue the program here. So I'm going to drop this guy off kind of right here. Perfect. So yeah, and then once we clean up that big pile, we'll just keep cutting into these ones here. And yeah, we'll continue the flow of things. So I'm just going to bring this guy back to its home here. It's definitely been a very busy week for me. I was out of town for about a week training for a new job that I took on there. And that was a heck of a long time, a lot of learning, a lot of difficult stuff that we had to go over. But we're back in town now, so I'm trying to get caught up with all my modding stuff as well as videos and that kind of stuff, because I'm starting to kind of almost fall behind a bit, which is all right. I mean, I got a life outside of modding too, but I like to try to keep on top of it as much as possible. So we try our best. Okay, so let's get that truck and trailer. I'm going to take this over there. Now, I'm pretty sure the lengths that we have, we can fit 3 on there. Judging by the way that pile is all broken on the ground, I'm assuming 3 is what we did the first time. Now, with these, we're going to do the same thing as we did last time. I'm going to pile them all. I might actually stack them right outside the gate here. Just pile them all in a line. And we'll see how it goes. So let's try to... Oh, my mirrors disappeared. I didn't figure out what causes that to disappear. I think it's something to do with just having my 3 screens that causes it to not want to show on all screens or something. I have no idea. No idea, man. So maybe what we'll do is we'll turn this bad boy around and then come back at it here. Just use the bridge here. Oh, probably don't even have to. You can probably just whip it around. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to try to load these back up, I guess, and see how it goes here. Let's put it about there. Alright. I haven't ran a loader in, like, almost 8 days, so... Oh, and just a sec here, my triggers aren't going here. There we go. I'm actually also moving into a new apartment building. It's actually a duplex. It's so much nicer. I'm so excited. Our friends of ours were renting it there, and they actually bought themselves a house, which I was really excited to hear about that. So now that they're moving into this new place, they talked to their landlord, and we're going to take over their other place, which is what I've wanted for so long, until we finally save up and buy ourselves a house. But that's pretty exciting. So it's a huge place. My room for my computer and stuff is going to be just this huge room. I'm going to have all room for VR and modding stuff, and oh, it's going to be great. I'm really excited. It's literally like our current apartment building We have like one floor apartment with 2 bedrooms, and it's got I don't know what the square footage is. It's not huge, but it's, you know, normal size. So this place that I'm moving to is literally each floor. It's got 3 floors, like a middle upstairs and a basement, and each floor is exactly the same size as my, if not a little bit bigger than my current apartment. So when I heard that, I was just like, oh my god, this is so exciting. We're gonna have like 3 floors, and the rent's only like $100 more than what I'm paying right now. So I'm just like, oh my god, dream made in dreamland, let me tell you. Pretty exciting, pretty darn exciting. So yeah, everything's working out pretty good for the most part. Always scares me when life's working out too good, though. It means that there's something bad. Then again, we had a lot of bad, so it's about time we get a little bit of good. It's our turn to have a good time. Guess it's all perspective in the end, right? You can say, I know some people that every day for them is a bad day, even if there's some good in it. I think it's all about how you, now I'm going to sound philosophical, but it's all about how you recognize what's good in your day and what's bad, and which one you acknowledge more, I guess, would be the way I put it. Oh, look at that stick. It just decided to sit just like that, hey? Here, let's lay you down over here. Oops. Whatever, man. That's cool. Yeah, like I said, I'm a strong believer in perspective. So, you know, if you keep telling yourself every single day that you're having a bad day, chances are you're probably going to have a bad day every day. Now, if you're having a bad day and you try to look at all the good stuff that happened in that day, then just maybe it wasn't such a bad day after all. Maybe you'll see some good in it. Or maybe the bad things that happened end up, you know, working out for the better. I always use modding as a good reference point for me. So I have had dozens of times where I've been working on what I think is the best mod of my life, and I'm like, oh my god, I'll never be able to make anything amazing like this. I'm so glad that I decided to build this, and something will happen, like the file will get corrupted, or the mod didn't save and I lose everything and I have to start over from scratch. It's very, as an artist-y kind of person or creative person, it's very discouraging to lose a piece of work that you've put so much time into. But over my years of modding, like when I first started modding, I wasn't modding for Farming Simulator. I used to make mods for a game called, oh god, what the hell was it called? It was some terrible little motocross game that used to let you make your own maps and submit them to the public community. I can't even remember. It was so old. It wasn't even popular. It was just some crappy game. And then after that, I went to Morrowind, like Elder Scrolls Morrowind. There was some, you know, like they gave you the editor so you could make your own maps and stuff. So I actually rebuilt Helm's Deep from Lord of the Rings, and I put it into Morrowind, like the game. So you could probably actually find it today. If you go look up like Helm's Deep Morrowind map or whatever the heck, and then I think a whole bunch of people remade versions of it. But yeah, it turned out really good. It was pretty fun, and that's kind of what got me into modding. I remember doing that for hours, just modding away, just dicking around and playing with the editor, and I thought, man, this is pretty cool. And then I made some really crappy map for actually, if you look it up, I think it's still there too. This is the Doom Temple Maze map, and I made this. I just used like the Unity assets that came with the game in their little weird editor that they had. And I made this really terrible, horrible map, but to me it was everything because it took so long to figure out how to make an actual map in Doom. So I basically made this maze out of like temple walls from the hell level or whatever the hell. And I filled it full of like zombies with chainsaws and zombies that run out of the corners. And you have to make it to the end of the maze. And I remember all at the end of the maze, I had no idea how to add like any kind of reward or bonus or anything cool. So I put like this floating TV at the end of the maze that you could shoot, and that was it. That was the end. But a lot of people liked it. I don't know why it got such good like reviews. Probably because it was like one of the first maps out. Because like nobody else had really been making maps for it, and I was just really keen on learning how to use that editor. So yeah, it was pretty funny. So yeah, the Helm's Deep map and then the Temple Maze, those were my my accomplishments with the modding community when I first started. And yeah, like I said, they got lots of downloads and lots of good feedback and funny feedback. And that's kind of what started us on the whole idea of modding. Yeah, and then somehow, I don't know how the hell it happened, we ended up here, but we did. I think it started with me, like I said, I probably explained this in a million videos, but it started with 2013, Farming Simulator 2013, and I really wanted to make the wood stuff better. Like, I hated the grapples were terrible. So I actually didn't do any modding in 2013 because I had no idea how to use anything. I didn't even know much about it. I think I did some like paint editing to like the textures or something. That was about as far as I was able to figure it out. But when 2015 came out, oh man, that was an exciting time because I was already like, man, I really liked the logging in 2013. Then when 2015 had that big, CGI video that was like, oh yeah, you can log and it looks all badass. And I was just sold. I was like, oh man, I gotta play this. So when it came out, like, I didn't mind it. I hated the grapples again, though. I was like, why can't I pick up wood, like, in real-life logging videos? Because I was, like, watching all these videos of, like, these loggers using things like this machine, like the SABERTOOTH, with these big clams that you can reach in and grab these big piles of wood and load them up. And I was, like, stuck with this shitty buffalo in 2015. And, you could maximum pick up maybe one piece at a time if it worked, and I was so mad at that thing. So it would literally take me like 4 hours to like put clean up a block of wood like we have here, just because every single little piece had to get loaded so meticulously, and it was just frustrating to do it that way. So 2015 I decided, I'm gonna take a look and see what I can do with this. And I remember some guy released, it was from, I think it was FT Modding or one group or something like that. They had that LeBear looking thing, and it was neat, but the grapple was crap on it because they just used the one from the same buffalo, like the same grapple was used from that one. They just made a different body. So I went in and I'm like, well, I wonder if it's possible to change the grapple up. So I went and dicked around, and I ruined that machine so many times trying to figure out how to make the grapples work, and I didn't understand the physics. I didn't understand anything. Like, I had no clue what the hell I was doing. I was just wrecking the game repeatedly. So I played with it for a long time and just wrecked it multitudes, and then quit and said, I'm never doing this. This is stupid. And then I'm like, oh, I'll revisit, take a look. Played that game with myself there for a long time, and then yeah, one day I just kind of started catching on to some little bits. I think it was probably because I made a change that actually worked. I made the grapple actually like function properly. So once I made the grapple function, I felt so good about myself that I was able to accomplish that in a game that I had no experience doing any kind of editing, and I was like, oh my god, how did I do this? So once that actually was done and accomplished, I was set on the idea of wanting to make mods, and then so began the insane struggle of learning how to mod. And oh my god, looking back at all the history of like trial and error to learn what everything did, it's horrible. It was a horrible time. There's so much stress and anger and giving up and quitting and then starting over. And looking back, I'm like, why did I even do that to myself? What was the point? But now, like I said, now that the community's grown, the modding's gotten better, I've gotten better, like exquisitely better over the years. Put a little more effort into what I'm doing. I'm actually have less time than I ever have, though, for doing mods, which is unfortunate, but it's just part of life. But yeah, it's just it's a wild ride, and so far it's been good. And I'm excited to keep things going for sure. There's lots of stuff that we still have planned. And like I said, it sucks that the whole Giants thing and the shutdown, and not shutdown of Patreon, but they might as well have shut down Patreon because I pretty much lost most of the people that were supporting it. A good portion of them anyway. We still have a pretty decent following, but I mean, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I really hope people stick around, but like all good things, I mean, if it's free to everybody, then generally everybody's gonna bail on it, so. We'll see how it goes. Either way, we have a lot of work to do for 2019 when it comes out, so I still got a lot of little tricks up my sleeve for mods that are coming out here. Like I said, the Jackal just came out last week, I guess it would have been. My time is just all messed up because I don't even know where I am in time anymore. But yeah, I released the Jackal last week, and it had really great response. People were really liking it. It's a fun toy, I guess. Yeah, for like I said, even me, like I like the way it looks. Functionality wise, I wish it was a little bit better in my mind. Like, I'm not super big fan of using it functionality wise. I'd still prefer the HYDE over anything. But a lot of people really love the way it cuts. They love the way it works. So it's nice to give people the option to try something different. Okay, so actually we are literally past our 15-minute mark here, so I got to shut things off for this episode. When we come back on the next one, I'm going to walk that loader over here. We're going to try to get rid of a little bit of this wood. Maybe we'll stop getting these lag spikes, because every time I even look at this pile wrong, the game starts to lag. So we'll clean that up. Yeah, maybe we'll do some longs. Maybe we'll cut some longs with this stuff too, just to kind of change it up a little bit and load those on. So anyway, we'll catch you guys on the next one. If you like the video, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, you're crazy. Hit that subscription button. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. See ya.